I would like today to introduce one of our beloved partner of SOLOCOREOGRAFICO Solo Dance Festival. Today we have with us OFRA IDEL. She's the artistic director of Machol Shalem Dance House in Jerusalem, and she organizes together with Machol Shalem Dance House the Jerusalem International Dance Week, which normally takes place in December, right? Am I correct, Ofra?
Correct. Yeah, perfect.
That's
Yeah.
good. So thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
The Machol Shalem Dance House started as a collective of artists back in 2002. Me and Ruby Edelman and another artist who resigned many years ago. We started as really independent creators who traveled to Tel Aviv a lot with our performances because Jerusalem had no infrastructure, festivals, studios for independent scene, like really nothing. I was a graduate of the Dance Academy, who is in Jerusalem. Ruby was coming back from Europe after many years of creating there, in Holland mainly. And we thought, why would the capital of Israel don't have any kind of stage for independent scene, studios, like nothing. I think there was nothing there in 2002. So we gathered together and we opened a collage evening. It was a one-time thing in the theater next to where I was dancing in Gerard Bachan Center, the city center of Jerusalem. And then gradually it developed to a 3 days event, which got a criteria of a festival. Then we found a small studio to rehearse at, and we found some money to renovate that studio. And then in time, a small hall, performance hall. And then we got into the system of being supported by the city and the Ministry of Culture. And then we found a bigger space, and now we're renovating, like really the finish of a big renovation in Talpiot area, is a industrial area in Jerusalem. And now together with two partners, it's 3 organizations all together. We have 7 performance halls and studios, and next week we're going to open the space.
I mean, I've seen the space last year, was it? Or before? No,
Yeah,
last year. Yeah, right.
yeah.
And it already looked like with great potential. But I saw, I mean, through your phone, because we are in this situation, and I could really see that the place is becoming really fantastic. And it's going to be, I hope, and I'm sure it will be one of the strongest center for dance in Jerusalem. And the free scene will be so happy to work with you.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an amazing time. I think from there on, you really, I think you made a new chapter, very important. And I mean, we could say you are a pioneer in Jerusalem for the free scenes.
So it is being kind of a pioneer because we didn't get the space from any partner, not the municipality, not the Ministry of Culture. We basically rent the space by ourselves from a businessman. He's the owner of a supermarket, actually, a supermarket branch all over Israel. So in this sense, it's really our initiation, but we got very nice support for the renovation. So we're very lucky to have that. And yes, it's very exciting because it's one of the few places in Israel dedicated to performing arts and dance. So it's not only just a big center for culture, it's really dedicated. It has professional dance floors and everything needed. I mean, from the light design, screening, equipment, and so on.
What role plays your festival? What is the mission of your festival, of the dance week? We have, and I know that we have the dance week, in which is a kind of exposure of the artist, but we have also there is a competition within it, which is open to the international. Can you tell, before I tell, please, you tell better than I do for sure.
Yes, of course. So Machol Shalem really started as a local festival for artists, mainly for Jerusalemites, but not only. We host Israeli artists from all over the country, and this was the core of our activity. That was the beginning many years ago. And then it was expanded, developed to a dance week, which includes now international choreography competition between 8 and 10 groups or individual artists from around the world. And this showcase. It's Israeli performances that are presented in front, aiming to be exposed to directors and curators from around the world. This is a joint project with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Israel and the Ministry of Culture. It's been going on for 7, I think 8 years already. So it's kind of a 3-part platform. And it's not a week anymore, it's 2 weeks, but we still
Weeks.
continue.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because after our guests from abroad leave, we have this local festival. We present the premieres we support throughout the year, so it's really quite large. But this year, of course, it will be a little bit smaller and shorter. Everything will be online, except a few premieres that will take place live in our spaces, and hopefully audience can come in and enjoy. And it's going to be mostly like promos for next year. It will be trailers, interviews with the artists that hopefully will present live next year.
How did this pandemic affects your work?
We were in a coma for 2 weeks, not knowing what to do, if to do. It was quite shocking for us, and we understood that it's something very big and we'll have to take the time to adjust and to think how to move forward, not something that will pass so soon, so fast. But we were lucky that anyway, we were in the renovation phase and we didn't plan any performances at that time specifically. So this time, this period of time was really overlapping with the renovation. So we didn't, we canceled some programs abroad. Yeah, in Germany especially, but we had more time to set up the place and to renovate. We had workers from Palestine sleeping there and working 24/7 on the project for many, many months during the whole lockdown. This is what we were doing basically. And after 2 weeks of thinking if to do things online, to start and creating, initiating new platforms, we did manage to have some online classes for the local community, and we did some project with Poland, a video dance project with both artists from each country. We started doing a new production of Machol Shalem Dance House via the Zoom, also the audition and some rehearsals that now started to be live in the studio, but for many months were online with 4 dancers. And we took, generally for us, it was kind of beneficial actually, this period of time. And we're still thinking how to move forward because we're not over the, the limitations, obviously. And we also redesigned the space, the hall, and of course the budget in this time, so we can design our halls as a broadcasting place. So we are now in contact with a few digital innovative artists, how to do this kind of live stream in the best possible way. And this is our next project, especially for the International Dance Week. And we're going to do a hybridic, how do you say, hybridic platform? Hybrid platform where we'll have, I think, yeah. So we're going to have audience coming into the halls, locals, of course, and to live stream it, also to edit some trailers. And we're now looking into how exactly to work with each artist. It's going to be very tailor-made to each performance. We don't have one grid or one kind of idea how to do the International Dance Week. We're going to speak to every artist and see what is the best way to present the work in this kind of atmosphere.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a long process. Yeah, it's a long process. And we're in discussion with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we'll get to some kind of recipe soon.
How important is the international cooperation between Machol, Shalem, and South and the rest of the world? Because when I came to the meeting, it was really amazing how many people, kind people from all over the world came, continents, and yeah, how easy the communication was being there, and you organized it amazingly well. It was really great to be there, to be your guest. Thank you again once more.
Of course, keeping in touch is the most important, so we don't forget one
Mm.
from each other and keep the collaborations, even if it's not live. Continuing to get opportunities to make the connection between artists, not only between the managers and the curators and the presenters, somehow to keep the collaborations between the artists. It's, I think, the most important challenge we have at the moment, because for us it's easy to speak, but for the artists, they can't find the relation or how to develop their work, their actual, artistic mission. So this is the most important challenge in this time. And yeah, it's also kind of an opportunity to meet other people, people that didn't manage to come in December because they have other things, or I don't know, if maybe there are festivals in December and we couldn't ever meet. And this is the opportunity maybe to meet them online.
Mhm.
This is something that we take for this next half year until the end of the year. I think this is a good opportunity to
Yeah.
open up to new international partners and also, of course, keep the connections that we do have. And especially to get the opportunity to meet online, but with the artists. So they have they could create their new work and develop the platforms, even though it's much harder at this time.
We have to find always solutions to whatever comes across. And
Yes.
I think this is our strength, and it's nice to see how the different organization uses the medium, not the digital medium.
Yeah.
And I'm also
Because
quite confident that, as you say, and what you say makes me smile and of hope, because we will use this to develop, as you say, to enhance the communication, and to, as you say, you can meet more partners online also, because before we were not forced to do it, so we didn't really think about it. It was like too complex, too complicated. But now that we have to do it also between us, that we normally we can see each other, then of course we think, oh, okay, the next step maybe is this one. So it's interesting to see it. And yeah, it's
yeah.
I think also that because there is a lot of fear about, okay, now we're going to do everything online, there's not be no more dance live, everything is going to be on a video. I don't think so. I think that everybody wants to be on stage, and the audience want to be in the theater.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's an opportunity that we will just use as a plus. So it's that what makes me calm down with this a bit general worrying about what is going to be about our art, now dance.
Yeah.
So
I think now in our studio, because we started working in one of the studios, we have the time for the process. And actually, for the local community, is great time now because they have the time. They don't think about the deadline, the performance, the marketing, and all of this, very stressful thing in their lives. And they're taking the time to be in the studio and research. So from that point of view, it's very nurturing for them, this kind of opportunity to take the time to have a lot of time in the studio, free time, and for us mentoring them. We have classes now because we are allowed to bring artists into the studio up until 20 people. So we have classes, and artists are working like around the clock. So I don't see it as such a step back for the dance genre as a whole. It's just a time where we don't have the performances yet, and I think when we could open the doors, it will be a blast of premieres. Like we won't know what's going on. So many premieres, and it's quite interesting. I must say I'm not suffering at this time, but also in the point of view that many people are working alone because of the regulations, and generally we have more than 50% solo applications for the choreography competition, and this is one of our meeting points. I think we will have it more and more because people tend to work alone at
Yes,
the moment.
which
So
is good
solo
for solo choreographico is the best time
the
ever.
best.
We get
Yeah,
a lot of applications.
you will get more and more applications, more and more applications from Israelis because they don't stop working.
I
And
got it already. I was like, wow, there's a lot of people working there.
yes, yes, definitely. So we really cherish this opportunity of our collaboration, your amazing festival, which we hear so many good things,
I'm happy.
where the artist is really the focus on the festival, and the art, this is the important part where everything is circled by the content, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for the appreciation. Thank you. Well, Ofra, I thank you so much. It was really nice to hear all that, and I think it's nice for our audience to meet you because
Yeah,
for we know each other, we meet each other regularly once a year, and we exchange information. But of course, the audience does not know who's behind that. No, so
yeah.
it's not just a logo. Partner with it's you, it's Ruby, it's the whole organization, and I'm happy that I could introduce you to our audience and that they could see you and hear from
Thank
your
you so
voice
much.
about
We
your
see
organization.
a lot of similarity between Israelis and Italians, if I must say. I don't know if it's politically correct, but a lot of similarities, and the Israeli public really love Italy and Italian dance works, and it's just like very natural for us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay, Ofra, thank you again, and hope to see you very soon, also in real, of
Oh,
course.
me
And
too.
I'm sure the organization will keep all the organizers and presenters up to date with Jerusalem International Dance Week, and
Thank
I'm
you so
looking
much.
forward to hear about it. And I send you a huge virtual hug, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye.